G'day, you absolute bunch of bloody legends. Welcome to Argon TV. It's an Argon News Network news flash. More content for the black belt of 8-bits powered by the Loserbum YouTube channel. So I was on the old Discord, the Argon Programmers Discord, and in response to a previous video, a gentleman called Dan Pastor, Your Holiness, said, hey, how about a video where you create submission for the Olimex contest? Now, I know what Olimex is. It's my favorite Bulgarians. Here they are. Yeah, if you look, made in week 323. I got one of the old ones, OG. Anyway, yeah, they're the guys who made my Argon Light, so that was interesting. Googled a bit, found their blog, and yep, that's what it is. Agon Light Weekend Programming Challenge issued by Olimex, first instance, and the challenge is to make a Simon game for the Argon Light during this weekend. Today is Sunday, and yeah, this video is about speedrunning this challenge. So, because I started this morning at maybe 9, putted for a couple of hours with lots of interruptions and lots of poking and prodding, and I've made it, and I will show it to you. So Simon was actually a hardware electronic game with very rudimentary, I don't know if it was digital logic, but it behaved digitally. It played a pattern of sounds and lights, and you had to then repeat the pattern and until you failed, and that was about it. Early electronics, I remember this as a kid, and it was like, whoa, it was the thing. It was basically at around the same time as digital watches. That's when, yeah, first consumer electronics started coming. Anyway, so speedrunning, because I'm lazy and I've decided to cheat. But I'll show you the result first. So let's switch to the other view. Here we are. Argon's plugged in. Let's reset that. Sorry. So resetting the Argon, you should be able to see it. And here it is. So I've got my working code in here, BBC Basic. He explains the rules. Press the... I hope you can hear those sounds. And yep, there it is. It's played with the keys 1, 2, 3, 4. So one, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Yep, and crashed. There you are. And do I want another game? Yes, I want another game. And here we go. Etc. etc. So yeah, there you go, it works. That's my Simon game. How did I do it so quickly, knowing that I'm actually quite crap at programming BASIC very specifically and wasn't gonna build this thing from scratch? So I did what I've done with a couple of other games, like the Oregon Trail, which is in my GitHub repo, a couple of other things. I went to this site bbcmicro.co.uk, selected magazine only, so I would get a basic listing, and typed in Simon. And there, down here, I found one here called Simon from Practical Computing magazine in 1984. Yep, hang on, where are you? Yeah, so Practical Computing Magazine, 1984, February, volume 7, issue 2. And if you explore the disk and look at the code, you can see, yep, that's good old BBC Basic code with no assembler or other clever stuff in there. So what I did then is I loaded it into the old SDL. So this BBC development environment by Mr. Russell. Now this won't run exactly. It's not completely compatible with the Argon, especially around graphics and sound. But I was able to use it. Sound works mostly. I was able to use it to at least debug the game logic, get the game working, and then with the graphics, I had to shuffle the card back and forth, and even do some editing over on the Argon. So yeah, what I'm using is a program from not even 1984. It's actually, that's when it was published in the magazine, but written in 1983 by D. Whitworth. Wherever you are, shout out to D, Daniel, David, Mr. Whitworth. If you're still alive after 40 years, it's crazy to think about it. And yeah, so this is the code that works. That's what I just showed you. And I'll just use the built-in compare utility and walk you through what I have done. to have a submission, which is, well, at least say I'm being honest about my cheating. Let's go. So yeah, green means it's been added, red means it's been removed, and black means it's been unchanged. So added some comments at the front, and FX, it's always the FX comments. And I just realized that, yeah, that's out. It's we removed this FX and added these text in comments at the front, and then removed that FX over there. That's commented out. Unchanged here again. Star FX, Star TV, mucking about with the mode. It's all visualization kind of stuff. Same here. They were using some clever ASCII characters, I guess. Didn't render on the Argon. Don't need them. Comment them out. I use the keys 1, 2, 3, 4 and reflect that in the. Oh shit! Am I still showing it now? Reflect that over here in the instructions. Then, just for convenience, I've improved the game because it actually plays the sounds 1, 2, 3, 4 at the start of each round. That helps you calibrate your ear. I don't know if the original thing did that. Again, square is a procedure that draws squares, have to have small adjustments. All the print tabs, same things. The character or the number of 80 by so and so many rows and columns is different, so you have to print to a different column. Instead of 15, you're printing to 50. So more print tabs down here, more star FX. Here, a little trick. Okay, you see magic numbers 135, 140. So, what they did is because the original game worked with arrow keys, apparently the arrow keys in ASCII are at 136, 37, 38, and 39. So, exactly in between these two. And then down here, by doing a minus 135 from the key that's been pressed, you actually get a direct mapping from the arrow keys to the number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually using the ASCII codes here of the actual numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 1 is ASCII code 49, number 2 is 50, and so on. So I just changed that because it was easier for me. I found it easier with the number keys. Yeah, that's it. A bit of color stuff again. Oh, sorry, the tabs. Yeah, some mucking about with the color. So that's actually the flashing of the squares. Took me a while to figure this out. Is actually done by a palette change, a palette scrolling, which on the actual old BBC hardware, you'd be doing these funky VDU commands, not implemented on the Argon, but they do have this color command, which does quasi the same thing. So all good. I had to write this procedure called reset colors. Again, because the palette handling is slightly different. Tabs over here, star FX. I'm explicitly exiting over here. That's what I'm doing. The other big change, yeah, in the delay loop, instead of 100 for next, empty for next loop, I'm doing 700 because the Argon is faster than the old hardware. Bit more color stuff out the bottom. And then finally, almost finally, the squares, the triangles are drawn differently. The plot and move and things are different from the old BBC to the Argon. That's always a bit of a challenge. Fix that rectangle function. And that shows, structured or using programs with functions and procedures. I just had to fix it here one, and then the whole game was working correctly again. Removed a few details here at the end. This is more around error handling, and it was catching escape. That's it. That's my submission. That is the speed run of the thing. The submission address is info@olimex.com. Got that off the YouTube, Facebook. We'll be submitting this later today. Powered by Loserbum. All right. If you've liked this kind of content, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tell your friends, your Argon friends, to like, share, and subscribe. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. I'm Loserbum. You are the Argon community, and I am out of here.